Welcome to the Lecture 9 core video, and also welcome to beautiful Louisiana in February. It's of course a warm and sunny, beautiful day. I'm sitting here next to a tree that is very much dead, because this is going to be another lecture where we talk about plant diseases caused by fungi, specifically tree diseases. Our learning objectives today are: 1. Trees are tough. They're hard to infect and hard to kill. That's why the fungi that are able to infect trees are really special. 2. There are multiple types of tree disease. I'll talk about the broad categories today, and then we'll see some very specific examples in class. 3. Fungi usually need help to get into a tree. We'll talk about some of the ways fungi can get into a tree. And 4. It's normal for trees to be a little sick, and trees have ways to actively fight against fungal infections. Now, what makes trees so difficult for fungi to cause disease in is that they're really tough. Trees basically have armor in the form of bark. And trees also have an active way to fight off fungi that attack them. So fungi that successfully are able to get through that armor and infect the inside of the tree do a much better job making that tree sick. Let's talk a little bit first about how trees work, so that we can talk about how tree diseases work. Obviously, this is a stump of what used to be a great, beautiful, living tree. But back here, we have a perfectly healthy, intact tree. Now let's talk about the basics of how trees work. It's all about movement through the trunk. First of all, water from the ground. Well, the tree's going to take water into the roots and the soil, and that water is going to go all the way up to the very top of the tree, where it can get water to the branches, limbs, and everything else. In turn, photosynthesis happens at the very top, in the leaves, where the tree is going to use sunlight to make sugars. Those sugars are going to travel back down from the leaves, down, to feed all the tree's cells, including the roots. So in essence, as you see in the diagram, trees move water from the ground up versus the movement of basically sugary water produced in the leaves back down. A tree is basically a tube. If we were to think about a tree in cross-section, as you can see in the diagram, a tree is basically composed of an outer layer of living phloem tissue. This is just underneath the bark layer on the outside of the tree. But most of the inside of a tree is xylem, mostly dead tissue. But it's this tissue that gives the tree its structure and allows a tree to be so tall and so strong. And of course the outside of the tree, full of beautiful ants. Well, that's the bark. That's the armor of the tree that protects it from the outside world, including fungal diseases. That armor is one of the main reasons why trees are so resistant to disease. And most fungi can't just punch right through that bark without some help. So how do fungi get in? Often they'll take advantage of weather damage, such as from high winds or lightning. They may take advantage of damage from animals, such as animal grazing, animals rubbing against the bark and breaking it off. They'll often stick to the surfaces of insects, which tunnel into the wood, and the fungus riding on the insect's surface goes along for the ride. Human damage is another common source, especially if they use axes and other tools that aren't cleaned, and transferring the spores on the axe. And many other ways that fungi use to get through that outer coat of armor. There are many types of fungus diseases on trees, and we can classify them based on what part of the tree they infect and how they impact the tree's biology. One example are wilt pathogens, fungi that interrupt the process of water moving from the ground up to the top of the tree. And in this tree behind me, it might look fairly healthy. Perhaps you can notice that some of the leaves are very green and very alive, and some of them are more brown, kind of crispy. In fact, here's an example right here. And all of the dead leaves are collected together on just one side of the tree. And that's because some sort of disease, likely fungal, has cut off the supply of water to that side of the tree, causing it to wilt. This wilt disease has allowed all kinds of other things to start happening to the tree. There are insects digging into it, throwing sawdust out, bringing other fungi in. And this is part of a process that I'll talk about in lecture, where there's never really one reason that a tree dies or gets sick. It's often a succession of many things. But I want to show you an example here of a canker disease, a fungus that grows underneath the bark. Now this is what we call a hypoxylon canker. And although you can't see here, if I zoom in, you'll notice a bunch of little structures. Tiny little black dots where the fungus makes its spores. Now, this beautiful bouquet of fruiting bodies here is not actually a disease-causing fungus. This is instead a wood decay fungus, something we'll talk about later this semester. But the line can get kind of blurred between a fungus that kills a tree and a fungus that decays the dead wood of the tree. And some fungi can do both. Something interesting about trees is that because the inside is mostly dead tissue, it can rot away almost completely, and the rest of the tree can still be doing just fine. So here we have an example of heart rot, which we'll talk about in lecture. But the inside of the tree has completely rotted away, to the point that we can actually see right into it. And yet this tree is still going strong, because it's got plenty of phloem around the outside that it can still move its sugars through. And in fact, unless you damage the entire ring around a tree, it can still successfully live, survive, and move nutrients up and down. And trees also have an active way to fight off fungi that attack them. Trees can try to grow around fungus diseases, which is why you'll often see shapes like this, where the tree tries to contain the fungus disease or to wall it off from new active growth, while the rest of the tree grows just fine. And in fact, almost no tree is totally healthy. Trees almost always have a number of different diseases, fungi growing in them, and it's just a matter of keeping ahead of them, staying alive, and outpacing those diseases. And it's when the sum total of all of those diseases and other stresses act on a tree that the tree finally gives in and dies. And of course, that's not where the process stops. Many fungi wait in the tree, just waiting to degrade and eat all those good nutrients inside. Oh boy, I've really stirred up a ant party here. But something that's important to note is decay and death. It's a normal part of the cycle. And in fact, that's exactly what's happening here with all of these fruiting bodies decaying and breaking down the tree. Both of those things are very important to the cycling of the ecosystem, to returning trees from being alive to being dead to breaking down and returning to the soil through the process of decay. And these beautiful fruiting bodies are doing exactly that, breaking this tree down and returning it to the soil.